After that, it's all downhill. The Gemara in Shabbos Daf Ayin Dalid says that the malach of Kaisher Umatir, two of the Lamites malachas are tying and untying. The Kaisher Umatir were in the Beis Hamikdash, Eken Tzidei Chalaz and Kaisher Umatirin. That the Tzidei Chalazin would tie and untie. Of course, in the Midbar they didn't catch Chalazin, but it means they didn't plant anything either. They made the Mishkan within a very short period of time. But it means to make it, you would need a Kaishrei Chalazin. And Rashi says, Kol Rishtois Asuyin Ksharim Ksharim. The Rishonim consistently talk about nets, using nets to catch the Chalazin. Now, immediately, this is problematic. You use a net to catch something that flies in the air, so you need a net to catch it. Or something that swims in the water, you need a net to catch it. If there was a creature that crawls on the floor, you wanted to catch a creature that crawls on the floor, you would never use a net. Because a net is something you use to be able to pass through air or water. If somebody is trying to catch a mouse, I've never seen anybody use nets. And in fact, for the chalazin, the way chalazin is caught, baskets with bait are put in the bottom of the sea. The chalazin, which is a snail, the one that they're identifying as a snail, and that snail is a very slow-crawling creature. It crawls into the box to get its bait. And then you pull up the box and you have the chalazin. You don't have to use a box. You can use anything you want on the bottom of the sea. There's no reason in the world that anybody would use a net. Now, to this, I got the response they gave me was that, in fact, that the Chachmei Umas Ha'olam said it's a derech. They didn't give me a maramakim. However, in the Torah U'Mada journal, an article was printed saying that this is the chalazin. So there they write their source. They write Aristotle and Pliny explain the method for catching murex snails was using baited wicker baskets and nets. Beferish. Who's going to go look up Aristotle and Pliny? So you can get away with it. I looked up Aristotle. They write where they're getting it from. Aristotle has a series of books on nature. And in his History of the Animals, in book 15, chapter 5, which is their Maramakim, it does not say a word about nets. The language, and this is a translation from Greek, it may not be a perfect translation, but it says the following. Fishermen in past times used not to lower creels or attach them to bait, so that very often the animal got dropped off in the pulling up. At present, however, they always attach a basket, so that if the animal fall off, it is not lost. If the animal falls off the bait. Then he explains the animal is more inclined to slip off the bait if it's full. If the animal is full, if it's empty, it's difficult to shake it off. There's no mention of any net in this whole chapter. It talks about creel. A creel is a basket that's used to hold fish. It talks about wicker baskets. And if you wanted to lower a rope with bait, I guess you could do it the way you catch a fish. But the allusion to the fact that Aristotle said anything about nets is incorrect. As far as Pliny the Elder, I don't know how to get a hold of his books, so I didn't look it up. But the reference to nets is not consistent with catching snails. It's consistent with catching fish or any swimming creature, but not with snails. So that Gemara does not fit well at all. Yes. Rashi says nets. Rashi and most Rishonim say nets. The Gemara does not say nets. It's true. It could be they used to be kosher the baskets. Why would they be kosher a basket? I have no idea. But yeah, wicker baskets are not made with tying unless you have a rope on it. We have wicker baskets and there's nothing tied on it. It's woven. Orig would be a malacha. So it's like maybe it's a kasha from Rashi. It's Rashi and the Ritva, and I would guess if you look in the Ramban and the Rashba, you'd also see references to Rishtais. Yes. Very possible they use the nets to stand Why would you stick it under the sand? It's possible they use nets. I can't say. But they're telling me Aristotle said nets. I have Aristotle. He doesn't say nets.
The other thing is the fact that I think there's something showing the fact that they have caves where they die. Is that
Caves?
You said they had caves.
The caves are not where they caught them. That's where they brought them.
Where they brought them.
Right.
Even if they weren't used for techeles,
Right.
the lie would be that then the Chachamim told you not to use Kla'ilim, should have also warned you not to use.
That's a time. Should warn you not to use this.
Not to use this.
Okay. It's a time. I hear. Okay. That's it. The third Gemara is the Gemara in the same sugi. It says that tzad chalazim.
You don't know what color